So we are in uncharted waters now on multiple fronts in the crypto space. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. Let me explain to you here in a moment what I'm talking about. Before I do, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're over on Twitter X, then the follow button above me, I would really appreciate you checking that out and hitting that as well. Here's what I wanted to share with you. We have Bitcoin hitting yet again a new all-time high. And we continue to see these every single day. We are only like $2,700 away from, at this moment in time, exact moment in time, away from 100,000. Our all-time high right now is 98,342. Uncharted waters. And I do believe that there's something that big will happen when it does hit 100,000. You will see global media across the world go out and talk about this. And we're also in uncharted waters related to that number, the 3,240,000,000,000. Now, somebody call me out on this if I am in fact wrong, but it is to my knowledge that that is the biggest market cap that crypto has ever seen, ever. And again, uncharted waters. And I want to share with you a real quick story. So I went to last night to a charity fundraiser, and I was there with 4 or 5 guys that I've known for a long time. And these are guys who do very, very well. And they're all in traditional finance. Some of them work for private equity firms and things of this nature. Every single one of them know that I do this for a living and that I'm in crypto. And they all came up to me either in a group or by themselves and were like, it's insane what Bitcoin and crypto is doing. Do you think I should buy now and things of this nature? And we had a long conversations about that. And I said, look, I'm still buying Bitcoin, even though it's at 97,000. And they were shocked. And I'm like, well, I think that, again, it's going to go to 150,000, 200,000. And there's going to be some pullbacks along the way and all those kind of things. But they all want it in. They all see that what's happening. And they all were like, is it too late to get in? And all those different kind of things. But my point to you is this is a conversation that wouldn't have happened 6 months ago, a year ago, because they were like, there was still all those questions from the political arena and the worldwide arena. I mean, there was people a year ago still calling Bitcoin a scam, and there's still people that are calling it that, and I don't know what they're smoking. But and what I'm trying to convey to you is that the cultural tide, and yes, this is a small little bitty micro tiny example of what I'm talking to you about, but these were traditional finance guys who historically have not really wanted to own crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things of that nature. And by the way, they all knew what Ethereum was. They all knew what, Cardano was and some of the other ones. And it kind of surprised me because it signaled to me a shift in what we're seeing. And also, again, that we're in uncharted waters. And this is not a bad thing. Okay. But they were also all asking me about the ETF and should they buy through the ETFs and things of that nature. And of course, I'm not going to diss the ETFs, but what I said to them was, I said, look, I said, if you're wanting to own Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Open a Coinbase.com account or a crypto.com account and buy Bitcoin. And unless you just don't want to jack with it, and then yeah, you can go buy a Bitcoin ETF. And again, you're going to pay, I think 2.5% as far as a fee to like the BlackRocks of the world. And again, there's people that are fine with that. But now there's $100 billion in assets across the Bitcoin ETFs companies. $100 billion. Bitcoin itself is now the 7th largest asset in the world. We're in uncharted waters. And this is not a bad thing. This is how it happens. This is how the rest of the world comes into crypto. And we're seeing it right here, right now. It is playing out. It is all happening the way we all thought it would. And I'm going to give you this idea. Look, here's the deal. You're here early. You were here early. If you've been in crypto for a year, you were early. And I've been in it for 4 years. I wish I could go back and grab my younger self. I mean, I know I'm, in my 50s, but younger version of myself, and and say, I wish I would have kicked my YouTube channel off earlier. I wish I would have been in crypto earlier and all that, but that's fine. Okay. Everything's still dramatically lower than its all-time high. Just saying. Okay. All cryptos are. So you're like, well, I mean, outside of Bitcoin and things like that, but you get my point. It's still okay. You're still early. And then on a final note here, buying Bitcoin right now is not a bad thing. I'm gonna quote my buddy Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, who said, and I'm quoting, he said, "I will always buy Bitcoin at the high. I will always buy it at its peak." Because he sees Bitcoin, and a lot of people see Bitcoin going to $13 million at some point down the road. By 2030, we could see Bitcoin buy it to $1 million. So buying it at 90,000 is a absolute steal. That's almost basically a 10x from now. Now, of course, the cycle we have to see play out, which we will. Right now, all the capital and all the asset is flowing into Bitcoin. And now, by the way, and Ethereum today is on a run. Ethereum is up 6.5%. I mean, it's jumping up. It's outpacing Bitcoin right this second. But guys, that's how it works: Bitcoin, 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 then Ethereum, 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 then the altcoins, the major blue chips, Cardano, things of that nature. Tron, Avalanche, so forth. The top 20, right? The capital flows into those. And then, oh, by the way, it also flows into meme coins. Again, I'm always going to say that on my channel. Meme coins themselves have $100+ billion as far as a market capitalization. It's 118 billion to be exact, right this moment. So because meme coins are a really great way to gauge retail investment dollars. And on a final note, the retail investment dollars are not even here yet. The retail money, the hundreds of millions of people across the world who are or want to get into crypto, they're not even here yet, because they have to see some watershed event like Bitcoin go to 150,000, which it will possibly by the end of Q1 2025, before they finally wake up and go, oh, maybe I ought to go do some of that crypto thing. Okay. So we're in uncharted waters, and that's not a bad thing. It's not. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time. I greatly appreciate you. See you. Bye.